Hi, it's Tom from Digital Foundry. Another remaster, you say? Well, there's no shortage of last-gen games being re-released this generation, and it might be getting a bit much for people keen to see brand new titles on PS4. But this week, PS4 does get one more with Beyond Two Souls remaster, and it's definitely one of the more justifiable cases.
Come on, Holmes, keep up!
First released 2 years ago, developer Quantic Dream pushed the boundaries of what was possible on PS3, with some of the best uses of facial capture and lighting we'd seen at the time. It's also fair to say it really paid the price for this in other aspects. The PS3 original produced a 720p image that often had rough edges thanks to its MLAA post-processing, which didn't quite cover every stair step. Added to that, performance regularly dropped to the 25 frames per second mark and even lower. Now thankfully PS4 clears all of this up with a far better grade of performance. With superior shadow resolution, improved lighting, and higher precision depth of field and motion blur effects too, the PS3 original definitely gets a worthwhile upgrade here. We'll be going into more detail on these points in a later analysis, but all signs point to PS4 delivering the team's intended vision with fewer compromises.
Not bad.
Naturally, this means PS4 pushes its resolution to a native 1080p too, though with one drawback. Since this remaster runs at the same 2.35:1 aspect ratio used on PS3, we're getting cinematic borders to the top and bottom of the image.
He hates me. The whole time he was imagining my head on a stick. He found you charming.
I should be flattered.
Just as with the Order 1886, it gives the game a cinematic framing, but in truth also points to a means of reducing demands on PS3 hardware when it was first developed. It may well have been a compromise to pull its frame rate up back then, with less screen space dedicated to rendering some complex scenes. But again, these borders return to PS4, and in effect this means Sony's latest machine isn't rendering at a true native 1080p. The effective resolution is instead 1920 by 817, which cuts the overall pixel count by around 20%. It may be a hangover in design from the original PS3 release, but it's here to stay in the remaster.
It's like hell when you're too far away.
That said, in performance terms it can only help this version as it shoots for a solid 30 FPS, and to a large extent it does exactly that. So on to frame rates, and yes, it's still a 30 frames per second game with VSync engaged, but on PS4 it holds at a far more stable rate. On release 2 years ago it was hard to ignore some of the PS3's bigger lurches downward, especially during QuickTime events.
Where are you going, Mike? Hey! What the fuck are you doing?
In the Hunted chapter especially, we get frequent drops to 25 FPS and lower during one motorbike chase, and it does little favours for controller response as we turn each corner.
Mike!
Even in less strenuous areas the game stuttered and hitched on PS3 as new assets streamed in on the fly, but on PS4 the larger pool of fast GDDR5 RAM helps to avoid direct referrals to the hard disk drive. For a game with such high cinematic standards, these stutters distracted on PS3, but the good news is they're almost entirely removed on PS4. On balance, it's a big step forward in both resolution and frame rate metrics. If you've held off on Beyond Two Souls until now, PS4's refinements definitely make it worth a look in. We'll be back with a more detailed analysis of this remaster's visual upgrades, but as usual we're happy to leave you with the rest of our analysis here. Enjoy the rest, please feel free to like or subscribe below if you found this useful, and until next time, thanks for watching.
Hold your positions!
No choice. We're going straight through. Are you ready, Aiden?
Roadblock Tango. We missed her. I
Repeat, we missed her. She's headed for Bakertown.
If they're looking for trouble, that's what they're gonna get. Take care of them, Aiden.
It's fucked up! We need an effort. Stay cover! Me. We can't just stand here like this.
They're getting closer. You gotta help me. Tell them to leave me the fuck alone, because next time, I'll kill everyone. Come on, Aiden. I think they get the message.